Hello everyone, Pop-Tart here, welcome back to the Aeroteam channel. Today I am going to be showing you how to build our Lockheed Constellation in 1:1 scale. So, some quick information about this aircraft before I begin looking around the build. 856 of these were built, manufactured between 1943 and 1958. The Constellation was introduced into passenger service with Transworld Airlines in 1945, and then primarily operated by TWA, Eastern Airlines, Pan Am, and Air France, seeing airline service well until the mid-1990s. The Lockheed Constellation has 4 of these Wright R3350 DA3 turbo compound radial engines that you see before you here. These are capable of generating 3,250 horsepower each. Attached to the wingtips here are the additional fuel tanks, capable of increasing its operational range substantially for passenger service. At the back here we have the triple vertical stabilizers, trademark of the Lockheed Constellation, and the radio wire, I believe this is, extending from the front of the aircraft to the center vertical stabilizer. And up on top here we have the beacon light, as well as additional airfoil detailing. And the nose landing gear here, including the wheel well and paneling. The main landing gear are attached to engines 2 and 3 here on the underside. And yeah, that's about it for the aircraft itself. Now unfortunately, since this is a very small aircraft, we don't really have room to design a full interior like we normally do with all of our aircraft, but it's still a very nice build from the outside. As you can see here, we have basically a single block with space to work with, which really isn't that much for doing anything with. Yeah, one thing I would like to mention is that what you see before you here is the Transworld Airlines livery, but like our other tutorials, I will only be showing you how to build the blank aircraft in this video. I might in a later video show you how to paint this aircraft in the TWA livery or other liveries, but no promises. It's still a possibility, so keep that in mind. So before I start here, I do need to warn you that this build does make use of our custom Aeroteam texture pack. Some examples of this you can see here are the vertical half-slab models that we have, as well as our textured trapdoors. A link to the current version of this resource pack for 1.13 can be found in the description below if you are interested. If you plan on building this in the default texture pack, it should still work, but will definitely not have the same feel, so please be aware of that. Another thing is that some parts of this aircraft may use World Edit, a mod for Forge. If you're building this on a server without access to creative commands, or you aren't able to use World Edit in your own world, I will do my best to show you workarounds for the default texture pack without World Edit tricks. But again, that's something to keep in mind as you're building. So, with that out of the way, let's jump straight into the tutorial. So some dimensions for this aircraft, so you can start planning where you want it to be. This aircraft is 35 blocks long, 39 blocks wide, and 8 blocks tall, counting the landing gear. So make sure to keep that in mind as you're figuring out where you want to put this bad boy. So, that's just about it, and I will see you with Layer 1. So, for Layer 1, this is the bottommost part of the in-flight aircraft. I'm going to be showing you how to build this in-flight first, and then I will add the landing gear afterwards. So if you are wanting to build this on the ground, landed, then you'll want to start this with a 2-block gap space above the ground right here. So your first block will be placed 3 blocks up, so you have a 2-block gap right here. Yeah, if you are building this in flight, in the air, you won't have to worry about that at all. So let's get started then. So what you're going to start with here is a let's see. So this is another feature of our Aeroteam texture pack. We have white slab and stair materials using the purple block. So if you're using the Aeroteam texture pack, you'll want to use wool, purple stairs, and purple slabs for this. If you are using default or some other texture pack variant where you don't have access to wool textures like that, you'll probably want to use quartz or something similar. But yes, so white stairs, white slabs, and that's cool. So to start off with, you'll place 3 wool top slabs going back right here. Again, that would be purple slabs if you are using the Aeroteam texture pack. So 3 slabs going back here. And then grab your wool and place 7 blocks going back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. Now we will go out and make a row of 3. Let's see how we want to do this. So we need a 9x3 space here in the center for the wing box. So come out here, we have 1 row of 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All good there, so make sure to expand that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that is your wing box. Now let's fill in the front of the aircraft first. So grab your slabs again and place 8 going forwards from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 should overlap by 1 right here with these first 3 that we placed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we can continue going backwards to the rear of the aircraft. So, let's see. Grab your wool blocks again and place 4 blocks going back from the center here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5 top slabs going back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next, we will grab our purple stairs and place an upside down stair coming back from this outmost wool block here. So 1 there, and then 7 slabs going back, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, my bad. So you want to leave a 2 block gap right here at the back of that first row going back that we placed here. So your upside down stair, and then 6 slabs going back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that will just about do it for your first layer. So you can see the wing box taking shape underneath here. And yeah, so let's move on to layer 2. So to start off with layer 2, we'll start by contouring the nose here. So grab your stairs and place 1 going facing forwards like this on top of the forwardsmost top slab here. 2 wool going back from it, and your stairs again on the side of that, or out to the sides, that is. Now, let's see. So, actually, I suppose we can start by just filling in the cockpit here at the front. So, grab your cobblestone slabs, place 1 coming back from that wool block there, and then a cobblestone stair behind it like so. That just kind of helps to create an interior space when looking into the front of the cockpit, since it is open like that. Yeah, so coming back from this now, place 3 wool going back from those stairs, like so. Grab your stone buttons, place a stone button out to the side from that centermost, or from that center of the 3 wool blocks here. Now for your exit doors, grab your block of quartz and place a quartz back from both of these, actually, because we have our forward entry door and our service door on the right there. Yeah, so those are the start of the doors, as you can see there. Now we'll grab our wool again and place 17 blocks going back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And now we will place another block of quartz on the left side for our rear passenger door. And we don't have a service door on this side, so we'll just place a wool block there. Or a rear service door on this side, that is. So, now continuing back from here, from this quartz block on the left here, our L2 door, place 4 wool going back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then an upside down stair back from it, and a slab. Top slab, that is, back from it. Same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Upside down stair, and top slab. Now you'll want to fill in this block here that's exposed from the slab, and then a second and a third to fill in those, and actually one more back like so. So we have a row filling in the bottom and the sides here, and extending one past. And now to finish off layer 2, we will grab our stairs, place an upside down stair back, and a top slab. And that will finish off the back layering there. And that just about does it for layer 2 of the fuselage, and I'll see you with layer 3. So for layer 3, what we're doing here is filling in the window level of the fuselage, basically. So to get started, let's grab our slabs and place a top slab above this cobblestone slab here. So the first opening in the center there, basically, just like that. Then place an upside down stair going back from it, like so. That will finish off that little space for the flight deck in there. And now let's start going back. So grab your slabs again. We'll place 2 slabs going back, missing, so beside this upside down stair, that is. 1, 2 there, and 2. Going back. Alright, cool. So to finish off the doors, we'll grab our blocks of quartz now, and place those there on top of our 2 previous blocks of quartz to finish off the doors. For the center layer here, you'll grab your wool and place 2 going back there, just to that layer. And that will finish off the exposed parts that are visible on the top there. Now here's where it does get a bit tricky. We have to use an alternating pattern going back to leave gaps between our windows. Let me see what the best way to approach this would be. The problem is we have uneven spacing at a couple points, as is in real life. So to get started here, I'll do the right-hand side first, I suppose. So place an upside down stair going back here. This will be your first window in here. Full block going back. Then an upside down stair facing forwards like so, so you have a 1 block space between. A wool block behind. Another stair facing forwards, a stair facing backwards behind it. So you've got a gap of 1, gap of 1.5, gap of 1 between your windows like so. Now a wool block here. Upside down stair facing forwards. Upside down stair facing backwards. A block of wool behind again, like so. A stair facing forwards. A wool block. This time a stair facing backwards, so a gap of 2 there. A block of wool behind. Stair facing forwards. And a stair facing backwards, just like that. And that will do it for your windows. So if you need to have a look at this again, just pause right here and make sure that everything looks good. You should have placed that last block right above where this last half slab here was on the, or the last full block was, excuse me, on the first layer there. Let's go through this one more time on the left side now. I'll be going a bit faster this time, just since we already did it once, but stair facing backwards, block of wool, stair facing forwards, block of wool, stair facing forwards, stair facing backwards, solid block, forwards stair, backwards stair, solid block, stair facing forwards, solid block, stair facing backwards, solid block, stair facing forwards, and a stair facing backwards. And it should look exactly like this. So now that we have that all done, what we want to do now is fill in these last two stairs here with wool, just since that is visible on the top there. Actually, if you would like, you can knock that out and use top slabs just to preserve the window underneath. We just need to make sure that that top face is covered up completely, since it is exposed from the top. Now you'll place a row of 3 of wool going across, grab your block of quartz and finish off that left-hand exit door there. And then 2 wool across to fill that in. Now, grab your stairs, place a stair facing backwards, block of wool, and a stair. And now slab, stair, and slab. So you've got a stagger pattern looking somewhat like that. Now, back from this stair here, we will place 4 slabs down the center. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 3 more from here. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. That will finish off the top portion of the fuselage here. We'll be leaving a gap along here as we finish off the vertical stabilizer later after the fuselage is complete. But that just about does it for layer 4 of the fuselage, I believe. No, layer 3, excuse me. And now we can move on to layer 4. Alright then, so to get started with layer 4, this is probably actually going to be the easiest part of the entire tutorial. This is a very small layer that we'll be working on here. So let's dive straight into it then. So, starting out at the front here, grab your levers. On top of this first face here, skip the first block, and on the second block of these 3 here, place a lever there, make sure it's flipped backwards. And then drop a cobblestone wall directly behind it. Now, skip another space of 1 here, grab out your slabs, so you have a space of 1 there, and now you'll place 8 total going back, of half slabs that is. So you've got 1 already, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now to place the beacon light, grab your brick slab, and drop that there. Now moving back from this, you'll place 2 half slabs again going back, like so. Then an upside down, or not an upside down, excuse me, a right side up stair facing backwards like that basically. And then 2 slabs going back. And that should clear up that last open space of the fuselage. And that will do it for the fuselage of your Lockheed Constellation. So, with that, we can move on to the vertical stabilizers. So, what we're going to do for the stabilizers is, I'm going to show you how to build the center vertical stabilizer first, then we're going to add the horizontal stabilizers out to the side, and finally the outboard vertical stabilizers. So, let's just jump straight into that then. So, on layer 2 here, I believe this was, yeah. Where you have these exposed blocks here after this half slab, we're just going to add on to that. So behind this half slab here, grab your nether brick stairs and place 1 going forwards like that, then 3 wool going back, 2 and 3. On top of this first wool block, a full block of nether brick, 2 wool going back, nether brick stair facing forwards on top of that first nether brick block, wool and a stair facing backwards, and then a slab on top. Like this. And that will do it for your center vertical stabilizer. Now actually what we can do is add in the radio wire before moving on to the stabilizers. So for that, just grab cobwebs, and yeah, so we will move up to the front here, where we have this cobblestone wall. Skip a single space from it, and then going back from here, like this basically. Place 13 cobwebs going back. So you have your first here at an angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. It should land just above that airfoil detailing there. Now up at an angle, and this will be 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And that should land right into the top of your vertical stabilizer there. So that does it for the radio wire. You can throw away your cobwebs now, and let's move on to the horizontal stabilizers. So for this, we're going to come back to this first row that we placed for the vertical stabilizer. Not on the stair, but on the wool here on the side, on the top half. Place a nether brick slab, top slab, and then 2 top slabs going back with your wool texture. And we'll repeat this 5 more times, so you have 6 rows in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is the base of your horizontal stabilizer there. And we can do this on the other side as well. So starting here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Looks a bit stubby at the moment, but that's because we don't have the outboard vertical stabilizers in place. So let's fix that. To add those in, come out to the sides here, and where you have this first nether brick slab on the leading edge of the horizontal stabilizer, place an upside down nether brick stair facing forwards, wool going back, and a wool stair facing backwards. That'll be the base of the stabilizer sticking out underneath. And then we'll just repeat this pattern that's on the top half of the stabilizer, basically. So, your full block of nether brick, 2 wool going back, nether brick stair, wool upside down wool stair, not upside down wool stair, backwards wool stair, excuse me, and then a top slab. Not a top slab, a slab on top. There we go. And then to finish it off, just repeat this stabilizer, or the horizontal stabilizer pattern, 1 more time on the outside to finish it off. So a top slab there, and then 2 wool slabs going back. And that will do it for your horizontal stabilizer, and the vertical stabilizer, that is. So let's repeat that 1 more time over here. So that'll be your nether brick slab there, wool, or nether brick stair, dear. Okay, so yeah, your nether brick stair, facing forwards, wool going backwards, and your wool stair facing backwards. Nether brick full block on top, 2 wool, nether brick stair, wool going backwards, and a wool stair going backwards, and a half slab on top, and then your nether brick top slab and 2 wool top slabs. And that will do it for your vertical stabilizers. So with that all out of the way, your fuselage should be looking something like this right now. You can really see it starting to come together. And that leaves us with just one more thing to do, and that is the wings. So let's jump straight into that. Alright, so to get started with the wings, I'm going to be building the left wing first here. So come down to your wing box, and where you see this first full block here, skip that first one, and then place 4 wool blocks going back out from the wing box. 1, 2, 3, and 4 there. And then 2 bottom half slabs, and that will form the very base of your wing. Now what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be building the wing out in layers, and then we're going to fill it in from there. So I'll start with the layering on the bottom first. Place another full block there. And now, grab your... Actually, so what we're going to be doing is using placeholder blocks in place of the engines for the wing right now, and I will be adding the engines in afterwards. So grab a placeholder block, basically whatever block you would like. I'm using red wool since it is distinguishable from the white wing. Then place 3 of your placeholders going backwards. You can use absolutely whatever you want as long as it is recognizable. And then place a full block going in at an angle there. And we can fill in these 2 for now as well, just to get that out of the way. So again, this is where your Wright R3350 engine will be going, and we'll be adding those in afterwards, after the wing is finished. So for our next layer going up, grab your nether brick slabs. We're going to be building the leading edge of the wing. So with the nether brick slabs that is, so place 2 top half nether brick slabs there. Now grab your wool slab, place a wool slab going back, then, my bad actually, make this a row of 3 of nether brick slabs. So, wool top slab going back from that last one there. Come in at an angle, place 2 top slabs, and then come in at an angle again, place 1, and then bring that row all the way across here. So you have a row of 3, and that should meet up with your last layer like this. For our next layer going up, grab your nether brick slabs again, place a bottom half slab coming out at an angle from those 3 there. Grab your red wool and place 3 going back, like so. Now from the middle of these 3 red wool here, place a bottom half nether brick slab there. Now we're going to do something a bit funky to get the layering here, so place a bottom half slab there, and then bring an upside down stair out like this. So you have basically a 1.5 space there. Come in with a full block of wool, and then another upside down stair back from it. So you have a stagger pattern looking like that. Now grab your half slabs and just bring a row of 3 in like so, and that will meet up there. Going up again, come out from this single nether brick half slab there, and we'll place a row of 3 of top slabs here with another brick. So you have 1, 2, and 3. Grab your wool slabs again, top slab coming back from that last one, and then 2 going in like so, and that will meet up with the side of that first upside down stair there. Let's go back to these 3 here, and for our next layer, bring out another row of 3 at an angle, so 1, 2, and 3 here. Grab your wool half slabs, bring 2 half slabs back, and then 3 going in, so 1, 2, and 3, like so. And for our last layer, come here, and actually come in 1, and, oh dear, there we go. So you have, from this first wool top slab here, grab your nether brick slabs and place a row of 2 up at an angle, just like this basically, if that explanation was too confusing. And then 2 wool half slabs behind it, like so. That will do it for the bottom layer of your wings. So now, let's finish off the top layer. So, these first 2 layers here are basically complete for the top layer. So let's come to this 3rd layer here, where you have these 3 half slabs back here. Now what you'll do is come out 1 here at an angle and place 3 wool slabs going forwards, and then bring your nether brick slabs, come forwards here, and then bring that across to meet up with that half slab there. So you have a row of 4 on the front, like so. Now for our next layer going up, from this top slab here. Oh dear, I made a mistake. So actually what you want to do is behind that stair there, place another half slab like that. So make sure that you have the slab going back there. I missed that, my bad. So from these 2 blocks here out, what you'll do to finish off this layer is place 3 half slabs going forwards, or top half slabs going forwards, and then a nether brick top slab there to finish off that. So your 4th layer should look just like this. Now for your next layer going up, this one is even simpler. What you're going to do is grab a top slab going out, or a half slab going out at an angle from that back layer there, and then fill in a nether brick slab right there. And lastly up here, what you're going to do is where you have these 2 nether brick slabs at the wingtip, just drop another wool going out like so, and that will do it for all of your wing layering. So now that the layers are all in place, what we can do is start filling in these surfaces. So basically wherever you see an outline like this, you'll want to fill it in with the appropriate material. So, just starting from the top, what we're going to do is drop and just fill in that space there. Grab your slabs, fill in this outline there. Fill in this again. Also, I missed a nether brick slab right there, so just fill in that leading edge. And then just your slabs across there to fill in that bit of the wingtip. And that does it for the top of the wing. So now to fill in the underside, just rinse and repeat basically. So come in here, grab your slabs, fill that layer in, and fill in there. And lastly, a block right there. And that does it for your wings. So, now that the wings are finished, what we're going to do is basically just repeat that on the other side of the aircraft. So I'm going to do that off camera, basically just mirror that entire process over onto the right side of the aircraft. And I will see you with the fuel tanks once the other wing has been completed. So here we have the finished wings with slots in place for our 4 engines. Before we get to the engines, what we're going to do is add in the wing fuel tanks. So to do that, what we're going to do is come up here to these 2 nether brick slabs on the leading edge here, place a full block of wool coming out from that, then 1 forwards. Grab your top slab, place a top slab going forwards there. Upside down stair going backwards, and then 2 top slabs backwards. They're going back from it. Then come to your first wool block here, and place 3 half slabs going back. 1, 2, and 3. Like so. And that is your fuel tank there. So in case you didn't get that, I will just do that on the other side here. So you have your 2 wool going forwards, top slab there, upside down stair at the back here, 2 top slabs going back, and then 3 slabs on top from that. That will do it for your fuel tanks. So now that we have that, we can move on to the engines. Alrighty, so for your Wright R3350 DA3 turboprop engines, our 3 engines are slightly... 3 engines, oh dear. Our 2 engines here are slightly different from each other since they are placed at different elevation heights. So I'll be showing you them both individually. But for our first engine here, let's knock out these 3 placement blocks here. Actually 1 more going back, so you have 4 placeholder blocks or a 4-block space in here to work with. So, grab your full blocks of stone brick. Here we go. And then from the back here, place 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 going forward, so it should stick out by 2. Grab your white carpet and fill in those first 2 stone bricks there, so they're not visible from the back. And then place 3 half slabs on top, like so. Now, let's start with the propeller. So, grab your cobblestone slabs. So, to get going here, let me just double check quickly. Yeah, okay, cool. So, grab your cobblestone slabs, or just cobblestone actually, place a full block of cobblestone going forwards here, and then a stone brick top slab going forwards, like so. Now grab your slabs this time, place a slab going out at an angle from the other side here, and then one more going out like so. So you should have an angle looking just like that. Now on the left-hand side, place a slab going out like so, and then one down at an angle like that. Now here's where it gets a bit tricky. So this part of the build does use World Edit and the Aeroteam texture packs vertical slab models. So for our vertical slabs, we use the coral blocks. So for this to work, first I'll show you how to put together this pattern with the World Edit trick, and then I'll show you a workaround you can use if you're in default. So our cobblestone vertical slabs are using the fire coral fan right here. What we're going to do now is grab any item as a tool and switch it to the replacement tool with /repl1, or any number really. And now set up a temporary structure here. Stick a coral fan on the side. Actually, since one thing to make note of here is, since this is a not dead coral fan, it does require water. What we have to make sure to do is be in the //fast mode here when using World Edit, so that when it's placed down it won't mess up. Because as you can see, if we have the coral fan here for long enough, it will die just like that and go to its nether brick variant for the texture pack. So what you have to do is make sure to grab that very quickly before it dies, like so. And so we want, for our first block here, we want it on the left side. So place 2 temporary blocks here. I can use red wool actually, I suppose, just for consistency. And dunk that there. Actually, not like that, I messed up. So you want to select the actual left side, and like that. Don't do what I did, because that's not right. So, it should be looking like this. And now for your last block of these 2, place it on the actual left side this time. Select that and dunk it on top, just like so. That will do it for your propeller here. If you aren't using World Edit, what you can do is something like this with cobblestone stairs. I'll get rid of that for now. You can use something like that if you want, or actually something like that might work better. I don't know. That's a workaround you could use for the propellers, but we are using the vertical slabs for ours. So, yeah. So just keep that in mind. You'll want to keep it balanced so that it looks like the propeller's angled correctly. That is much worse than I thought it would be. Something like that is probably your best bet for the propellers. But yeah, that's only if you aren't using World Edit. If you do have access to World Edit, I highly recommend using the vertical slabs. It will look a lot better. So, I'll just put that back in place here. Yeah, that's just something to keep in mind as you're building them. So, there you are, there's the vertical slab variant. And that does it for your inboard engine, engine number 2 here. Now let's move on to the outboard engine. So where you have these 3 placeholder blocks here, knock those 3 out, and then place 3 full blocks of stone brick just like so. Grab your dark oak trapdoor here and place 2 on top. In the Aeroteam texture pack, the dark oak trapdoor is a stone brick texture, so use that if you're using the Aeroteam pack. If you're not, something like light gray carpet could possibly work. But yeah, so that is it for the engine there. Now for the propellers. Grab your stone brick again, place 1 more out like so. And a stone brick bottom half slab this time for the tip of the propeller. So, now for the propellers, the outboard propellers are angled a bit differently than the inboard propellers. So what we're going to do here is, let me see, on the bottom half of this block here, place a cobblestone half slab right there, and then 1 going up at an angle like so. Now come to the other side of that block and place a top slab this time, and then another coming up at an angle. And now for our vertical slabs again, place your 2 placeholder blocks going down. Let's see, grab a... Okay, so first place your vertical slab on the left side of the block, select that, and drop it there for the first block on the top. Now place it on the right side of the block, select that, and then grab it there. And that is the vertical slab layout for the outboard engines. So once you have that, what you can do is flip that over to the other side. Just make sure to place the propellers in reverse for the other side. If you are confused by that, I can show you quickly afterwards. But yeah, so flip that over to the other side, and I will see you with the landing gear, and that will do it for your Lockheed Constellation. Alright, so this is what your propellers should look like on the other side, in reverse. So, just like pause there if you need to have a look at that to double check and make sure you flipped the propellers correctly. So, once you've done that, that is just about it for the in-flight variant of the Lockheed Constellation. If you're building this off the ground, without the landing gear extended, then you are done. If you are still building this on the ground, like I am here, then let's add in the landing gear quickly. So to do that, what we're going to do is, I'll start with the nose gear. So come up here to the front of the aircraft where we have these row of full blocks here. Let's see, so knock out these first 3 going back for now. Now, let me get myself oriented here. Alright, so underneath this first cobblestone slab here of the flight deck, right here, place 2 cobblestone walls going down. Forgot the word for a second there. So if you have 2 cobblestone walls going down from that, this works out perfectly because that will fill in the detail for the wheel well. Drop a black wool underneath, and then if you are building this on the ground, that should have connected in with the ground there, if you started 2 blocks off the ground. If it didn't, then you didn't start 2 blocks off the ground, and that will be a problem. So hopefully that did meet up nicely for you. But yeah, so to finish off this wheel here, place 2 stone buttons off to either side to finish off the wheel detailing. Now, for the panel on the front, let's see, what should I do first? Yeah, I'll do the panel first. Alright, so knock out this top slab here, place an upside-down stair there, grab a birch trapdoor, place that underneath, and push it in so it folds down like that. Now for the wheel well itself and the side panels of the gear hold, grab your cobblestone slabs again and place 2 going back, like so, to fill in that gap there. Correct, right? Yeah, 2 going back. Now grab your stairs, knock out these 3 top slabs here on either side, and we're going to turn this into a door for the gear hold. So grab an upside down stair, place an upside down stair there, curve it outwards and then backwards, just like so. And no, I messed up, so don't do that. You're going to want to go 1 back from that, so it should not start after that, or beside that cobblestone wall there. My bad. It should look like this. So you have your 2 slabs there, and then 3 blocks of space. And now we'll do what we did before. So forwards, sideways, and facing backwards. There you go. So that will form your gear hold door there. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Forwards, sideways, and back. And that does it for your nose gear. And yeah, so we can move on to the main landing gear now. Again, these are mounted to the main engines. So on the rearmost block of these 5 stone bricks here, place a cobblestone wall going down, block wall underneath, and stone buttons out to the side. Now grab your iron trapdoor, and place an iron trapdoor there, and to the side of that. No, that won't work. You'll need a placeholder block there. So place your iron trapdoors just like this, and then flick them inwards. And then 2 more here, like so. Yeah, so one thing to note about this is that in the Aeroteam pack, the iron trapdoors are the stone slab texture. If you're using default, the default iron trapdoors will work fine for that. And to get them folded down, you might have to use a trick like World Edit. We have a plugin on our server that allows the iron trapdoors to be manually interacted with, like so. You'll probably need to use another trick like World Edit to get those to fold down correctly. But that does it for the main landing gear, I believe, so now we can do this on the other side. So, again, I'll just run through this quickly here. Your cobblestone wall going back, another one just for a placeholder for the iron trapdoors, black wall underneath, 2 stone buttons, iron trapdoors out to the side, flick those down, just like so, and then get rid of that cobblestone wall or placeholder block going forwards. And now that you have those 2 main landing gear in place, that will do it for your Lockheed Constellation. So, thank you very much for building this aircraft. Thank you for choosing an Aeroteam design. Hundreds of hours of work from all of us here at the Aeroteam go into making all of our designs possible. And on that note, we do ask that if you have used one of our designs, then please do give us credit for our work. If you're building this on a server or something as simple as a sign in front of the finished aircraft saying designed by the Aeroteam helps out a lot to give us recognition for our work. And that is just about it, so thank you very much for building this aircraft, and we will see you in the next one.